Hello, my name is Sugar Turtle, and I've got a problem. Hi friends, today I'm talking about my current journal lineup. And as you can see, it's gotten a bit out of hand recently. And that's becoming something of a problem, but I'm gonna fix it because journaling is what I do for a living. So I'm just gonna walk you through pretty quickly what I use each of these things for, so you can get a sense of what I'm doing in all these notebooks. This section is probably the easiest to talk about, so let me make a little space for it. So these are fiction notebooks. So this one, the bigger one, is a Kikuyo Soft Ring B5 notebook, and that is where I'm working on my novel. I'm writing it all by hand with fountain pens because I am crazy, but also that's the way I like the output of the writing best. And then this is just more so for like fiction writing exercises. So you see in this one, it's much more just words on the page. And that's because I scan these and have the magic of the computer turn it into text so I don't have to retype it. These are much more decorated because it's just like fiction writing exercises. I don't need to scan them in anywhere, so I can make them as crazy looking as I want, and it's not really any trouble. So yeah, those are my two fiction notebooks. Well, actually, I guess this Field Notes notebook probably technically counts as a fiction notebook too, because it's just like a little pocket notebook where I jot down whatever ideas I might get in terms of like fictional stories. Not anything too well thought out. It's just like little things of inspiration that I can draw on in the future if I want to come up with a new story idea. Speaking of ideas, I also have this little notebook that I got, I think from Top Drawer Shop, but is from Atoya, so it's an Atoya notebook. I think Top Drawer Shop is associated with them in some way. I don't really know. But this is where it's a little graph notebook. I can't show you everything in it, but I can show you a little bit. It's basically a little graph notebook, and it's where I put sticker ideas. So I do one sticker idea per page. You can see this is this month's sticker of the month that I do over on Patreon. This was when I had the idea. This was where I wrote it down, and I did a little sketch that actually came out looking pretty much, at least the dinosaur, pretty much how it came out in the actual final sticker. But that's what this notebook is. It's just different ideas for vinyl stickers. So get these out of the way. And then some more. So I am going to get to like the more fun, like creative journals in a second, but I figure I should get through all the more boring ones first because there's so many of them to get through. This is just my this is my morning pages book. This is one that I don't share the inside of really, but just to give you a sense, it's just text written out longhand. I would say every morning, but I'm not super religious about it. A lot of mornings. And then this one is more like brain dumping for, ideas around my business and like how I'm going to grow it and what I need to do and brainstorming and things like that. And so both of those I carry around in this Galen leather, I don't know what it's called, like a writer's pouch or something like that, but it's just like a leather pouch. And and I like it because it's nude leather and I want to make it as gross and used looking as possible. Because that's my vibe. Gross and used looking. Okay, now we're getting into the more fun stuff. Although I guess this one's not that fun. This has got to be a terrible video if I'm just like, oh, look at all these boring journals that I use. But actually I love them, or else I wouldn't be using them, obviously. But they're just not, they're a lot of fun to use, but they're not necessarily fun to look at. So this is my traveler's notebook from the airport traveler's factory in Tokyo. I've been using it since I went in April and bought it in Tokyo. I don't keep a lot in it right now. I just have one insert that I keep in it all the time. You know, lots of little notes in here, some money, some stickers in my little clear pocket. But then I have the Travelers Company weekly horizontal insert, I think is what it is. But it's just, you know, the Travelers Company's branded, produced planner insert that has the weeks along one page and then a blank page over here. This is my preferred format for planners. And you see sometimes I decorate it a little bit and sometimes I decorate it not at all. So that each week I'll put my to-do list for the week on the blank side. And then I'll fill out over here any appointments I have or any things that happen on the day, or if I have specific tasks from over here that I need to do on a certain day, I'll put those over there. So it's pretty straightforward, functional planner. Like, what the hell happened this week? I don't know. I barely wrote anything, and then I did whatever the hell this is. But yeah, this is, I don't necessarily mean for this to be pretty. Like, if I want to have a little decorating moment, I will. But really, it's just functional. Like, look, I went crazy this week. So yeah, that's my planner. And then also I carry in there, but I never leave attached. This is just like a sketchbook. There's this idea out there of like ugly sketchbook and like sort of more curated sketchbook. So if you go by that, I would say that this is my ugly sketchbook. Really, it's just a sketchbook as a place to like not worry about what it's going to look like in the end, but to sort of have a space for idea generation. So like I come up with a lot of my collage sheet ideas in here that I do for the Journal Genius community over on Patreon. Like this one was a doodle that I did that then became one of the pieces of the collage sheet. I guess I should show you what that looks like, and I don't have it with me, so I'm gonna snap my fingers and magic it in front of you. See? Magic. This one is in here. I swear it is. Yeah. So this is the doodle I did, and then this is the sticker she became. I added a little bee up here by her flower. Actually, this whoop-ass one became collage sheets too, I think. Yes, it's right here. I just made a bunch of whoop-asses. They're open cans of whoop-ass, so... But this isn't about collage sheets. This is about my journal. It's just an idea. This is just the origin of collage, a lot of the collage sheets. Oh, but this is also a good example of like, so I did this doodle, and I turned her into a collage sheet, but the final product does not look like this, right? So this is just like the idea generation. It's not like this is a final product output. What she turned into, though, when I did finally finalize her was this. So this was like the original idea. Like you see her hands backwards. I have no idea what's going on with her bun. But I translated her into this for the collage sheets. But this journal is where I do that idea generation. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to do this one next month. A Cyclops holding glasses. Classic. So that's that journal. So up until now, you've seen what I would consider sort of my tangential journals. Now I'm going to show you sort of like my daily, actual, full-on journaling journals. Is that true? Oh, wait, I should show you this one first. So this is my passport size traveler's notebook, which I wouldn't consider these journals at all. It's sort of like a thing that I carry with extra bits. So like I have a watercolor insert in there if I want to do like a little watercolor thing. These pages are perforated and I can tear it out and put it in my big journal or do something else with it. If I'm bored somewhere and want to doodle, I have this insert just to like, occupy time really. And then I also carry my sticker release insert in there. This is sort of a new thing for me. I mean, I know they exist for a long time, but to carry around stickers with me that I like to have on the go. I don't know. I love it. I don't always have this little one with me, but when I do, I always appreciate the ability to pull out a sticker that I need. So these 2/3, but really 2, are my main journals. So this one is almost done. And I would consider this one but the reason I am currently in such a state of having too many journals is this was my original journal, and it's a watercolor sketchbook that I turned into a journal. And I do a lot of illustrating in there. That's why I'm using the watercolor sketchbook, because I want to practice drawing and practice watercolors. So I do that, but then I find that I spend a lot of time on the drawing and don't do other stuff. So now that I'm finishing up this one, I'm actually splitting it into 2 different journals, which is why I have so many. But the idea behind this journal really is just capture my days, whatever. I try to illustrate something from my day. Like I went to coffee with a friend. This is my version of her. Does not look like her. But I drew the coffee and I drew some of my journaling supplies that I was using. And then I just wrote a little note about it. I went to a play. I put the playbill in there. So this is just like an illustrated version of my day with the addition of like stickers and things like that. Adam Driver was in the play. I tried to draw him. Sort of looks like him. And this is also where I do like Journal Genius has assignments every week that I dole out judiciously. And this is also where I'll do those assignments with the group. Like this week we did, fill a page with things that make you happy, happy things. And so this was my attempt at doing that week, where I just put little bits and things and notes that made me happy. I do like a lot of self-portraits and things just because, I don't know, I started doing it and I really like it. Anyway, I also like go out and sketch people in public, things like that. When I go to life drawing classes and draw naked ladies, that happens in here. When I see a movie, I'll draw the movie in here as well. So this was my go-to system. Basically everything's going in here that's not, fiction or planning. But I missed the first half of the year. This is not a current journal, so it doesn't count towards my number. But the first half of the years I used the Hobonichi A6 and I did a page a day. And I really liked the being forced to do like a small bit every day, and also just like whatever random stuff I would end up filling it up with. Like it's not necessarily about my day the way like I'm journaling my life in that journal. Like sometimes it's just like a cat with some orange bubbles or doodles, and I missed that aspect of journaling, and it's sort of mixed in with here's what happened that day, or here's what I was working on that day. So I missed that. So now I've split out this journal into these 2 journals, which this one is it's a traveler's notebook from Lacao in B6, and I'm not quite committed to using it as the cover for this journal yet, which is why it's pretty empty. But I think I am, at least for now. And this is a Midori B6 Slim blank. And that's where I'm redoing, or I've started up doing a page a day again. So like each page is a day, like this is the first day, second day, etc. I'm only just a few days into that. This is today's, I'm only partway done. And this is just a place for me to play more creatively without necessarily doing a lot of the drawing and stuff myself. And then this one I've upgraded to an A4 size, is what I'm considering my illustrated journal. And that's just a place where, like the last one, I'm capturing my days, but the focus on it is more around drawing and practicing art and drawing things that are happening. I mean, this is literally, I've just gotten this one page in. This is like going to be like my swatching and junk page that I just haven't, spent much time on yet. And then this is where I'm going to do like my illustrated, this is what's happening in my life. Like this was the election. This is a cocktail glass that I drank out of, I drew. And then I write notes about what's happening in that day or like around whatever image I'm drawing. And I will put stuff back here later today, actually. Yeah, so that is my journal lineup. It is intense and not super sustainable for most people or me. But like I said, I'm in a state of flux right now. And so that's why it's so crazy. I am going to make some changes for 2025, and I will explain those to you when they happen once I figure out what they are. But for now, this giant stack of items is what I'm doing with my life in terms of notebooks and journaling. So stick around and see what the hell I'm up to next, I guess. Bye!